Let's do it.
Welcome to Red Bull Hardline 2022 for the BF Goodrich Daily Update. I'm Eliot Jackson, I'm joined by Jono Jones, and we're here to bring you the best of the action and behind-the-scenes footage of the most wild, extraordinary downhill race on the entire planet. Jono, you raced it in 2019 and again last year, and if it wasn't for this injury, you would be right up there. I've never been here. Tell me about what I can expect from this race.
You are in for a treat, Eliot. It is a race like no other. There's enormous jumps. There's crazy technical sections. We've got riders that are top of their game in the downhill circuit. We've got riders at the top of their game in the free ride circuit. They're all going to come together, make this once a year race. It's so superb. Honestly, you're in for a treat. Yes, it's dangerous. There's riders that could be here that choose not to come here. I'd like to be riding, but am I relieved to not be riding? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't, honestly.
I can see all the people who are just like relieving the stress before they go up for the track walk.
It's September, it's starting to rain, it's not raining, you're staring at the sky, you're thinking about the course. There's riders that don't know what's up there, and I guess you don't know what's up there either.
No, I mean, I can't wait to get up there. We're gonna check out this incredible track for me the first time, and I can't wait to show it to you guys. Just behind me is the old start point. Had a tendency to be a little bit too foggy, misty, couldn't really see, so it's a bit more of a walk to the new starting point, which is Prime. Man, I've been to a lot of places. I've seen starting gates all over the world, and this has to be one of the best, if not the best. I love seeing all the riders. You know, you can already see some of the more brave riders up on the top. But it's all laughs, it's all smiles, and man, I can't wait to see what's on the other side of that starting gate. Bernard, it's my first time at Hardline. I've seen you riding, I've seen everyone riding. It looks gnarly straight off the gate. Like, tell me about it.
Mate, the place is so gnarly. You can see we're like up here above the Welsh Valley, and it goes out the gate. It's like a gnarly rock shoot. So, yeah, you're in for it. You haven't seen the track yet, mate. It's a wild one for sure, but sickest event of the year.
And then I heard that you had a big crash, like straight away, like straight out of the gate. Tell me a little bit about what happened.
Yeah, there's a rock slab just as we go into the woods, and I just overcooked it, man. I went in too hot first try, and I was too excited at the beginning of the day. Huge crash, missed the whole rest of practice that day, so I didn't ride until race day, but we're gonna try and tidy it up this year. We're gonna check it out and make sure the line's a bit better.
Joe, you're a Hardline veteran, and one of the things I think about is you don't think about all these little in-between sections. You think they're easy, but looking at it here, it's so off-camber. What's the line?
Then you just gotta kind of come in controlled and stay on the ridge and yeah, not have to brake on the actual rock, and then you should be all right.
So I'm at this step down that was new last year, and it's actually the scene of Braga's huge practice crash. Hated to see that, and I was watching some of the riders' Instagrams, and they were absolutely terrified. I can see why, because it's absolutely insane. So at this point, I'm gonna throw it over to Jono Jones. He's down there at the new feature, and I'm gonna get somewhere a little bit more safe.
The riders are just starting to come down now. They've walked the top of the course, and we've come up to a section called Dirty Ferns. It's a brand new section this year. It's something that to me looks absolutely insane. It's straight as an arrow, an enormous jump on and an enormous jump off. So we're stood on top of the lily pad, and hopefully from there it gives a perspective on how short this distance is. If you're coming in fast enough to do a 45 foot double with a really flat lip, then in my opinion, you're coming in too fast to get rid of that speed on the top.
We decided last year this bit was a bit tame for Hardline, and then we thought, let's just go big. So these two doubles you can see behind us here, going to be 85, 90 foot, maybe 100 by the time they've gone a bit deep. You know, the riders progress at such an incredible rate. We have to make sure the track is ahead of that. You know, we don't want them getting bored. You know, it's Hardline, it's got to be one of the hardest tracks in the world.
Do you think you'll be braking off that lily pad or just straight into that?
I think maybe some people with a bit more weight on them could be braking, but I think I'll be full speed tech.
So you're saying I wouldn't have to brake, eh?
I'm a little nervous for this on-off. It's Hardline, so obviously everything's pretty gnarly, but it looks really good, so yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Hello.
Hello.
You could ride along here and just go.
If you can go over and there's a nice couple of rocks in the back, we'll see.
Hopefully it doesn't rain too much. It will be super slippery by the time we'll be riding this.
For me, in previous years, this is the most scary feature on the course by a mile. We're stood on the road gap. They made it bigger for last year's hardline. Is it any easier to stand on it this year?
There is nothing easy about standing here. I'm cacking myself. It is enormous, mate.
When you come off that, you can't see the landing until you're already in the air. Your stomach's dropping, and then you're wondering, have I got this right? It's a mad, mad bit of track.
Jono! How was it, mate?
I'm soaked. Who gave you a coat?
How was the new bit? I like stopped a little bit higher.
Yeah, it's enormous. Who's going to be first? I don't know. I know.
Weather is not the best.
Last year we had really, really dry conditions. I'm not sure what they're going to do. There's a lot of features to tick off and a lot of guys that haven't ridden any of them yet. They're going to practice at some point. Now, I don't think they're going to.
Yep.
I'm so glad I'm not in their shoes. Honestly, Eliot, we're going to have such a laugh watching. So we're on day 2. This is the first proper day of practice.
It's really, really windy at the top. It doesn't seem it here, but even just above us on the road gap, it's still pretty windy. So we're going to roll the next little tech section and try and hit the last jumps. Everyone's confident this year, man. Let's do it. Yeah, boys. Steady through woods, by the way.
This is quite a famous section for you. I don't want to bring it up, but I'm gonna. You had a big crash down here.
Last few turns. Oh, he goes. Oh, he hits that tree. Poor tree. Adam looks okay.
Doesn't bother me so much this bit, despite what happened in 2017. Not going to lie, it took a while to get over, but hey, we're back for more, and we'll dodge that tree this year.
Good lad.
Oh, you still that?
And is the plan maybe to go further up?
Yeah. I mean, hardline now, there's kind of nothing to warm up on. You know, in the past we've had small stuff you could ease into, but now the road gap is probably one of the first things you want to hit.
Oh no, don't do that. So I think we're going to have our first rider dropping in now. They're happy with the wind, it's not too bad. And it'll be the #1 plate that's first to go, Bernard Kerr. So it'll be Bernard Kerr and G. Atherton, the first 2 riders off the road gap. A smooth pedal, a lift off the end. They've gone massive. Clean.
I felt like I was nervous up there. And you sat at the top and you're trying to decide if the wind's too much. You just got to get it done.
So I'm here with Ronan. It's Ronan's first time at Red Bull Hardline, which will mean hopefully very soon it'll be your first time off this drop. What are you feeling about this?
Yeah, not thinking too much of it. I think that's the best approach to it. Just see what the wind's like. At least there's video cameras everywhere, so you know if it does go wrong, we got a good clip. I'm not talking.
How are you feeling before going off this?
Yeah, definitely not fearless on this one. Nerves are pumping, and you can kind of feel it in the group. Yeah, so wind's not too bad. It's a little bit off the front and left, but I think she'll go.
Let's have it, mate. Good luck.
Yes, we go. He's hyped, Dad. Andy Cole, brother. How are we feeling? Yeah.
So, I've stood where you are now, and I really feel bad even talking to you because I know how it feels. The wind's blowing. I want to talk about that a little bit. How are you feeling about it?
Not too bad. I'm used to a bit of wind from Cape Town, but it is always quite sketchy. Even just constant wind is better than no and hard wind. So like when it's gusty, it's the worst. So, But I think it's also always a bit of an excuse when you're like, oh, yeah, I'm a bit scared, and then you're like, oh, maybe it's too windy. So I think, a couple of guys have gone through and they've sailed it. So yeah, it's kind of peer pressure to the max. Yeah, everyone just going off. You're like, well, I don't want to walk the plank last, so let's all go off it.
What a day. We're down at the bottom of the track now after nearly all of the riders have been over that road gap. The newcomers have had a taste of what hardline is really about, massive gaps and quite a lot of fear. They're all super excited to get back up the course tomorrow and see all those other features, especially the massive new jumps at Dirty Ferns. I can't wait to see it. So we're right near the top of the track in a very, very dense woods, the first woods of the track. It's really hard to see as a rider with goggles and a full face helmet on. And the first riders are coming through now. This is the first time it's been ridden this year. And all eyes will be on Bernard and G and the veterans of the hardline game to talk about the cannon, a scary feature and one where speed is critically important.
This rock slab's slippery. Watch out, boys!
Pedal here to the turn.
Yeah,
hit the turn and just go good.
Yeah, what Bernard said.
Rider!
So George Brannigan heading down to the cannon. You can generate so much pump down this straight. These look like sort of bumps, but they've all got a backside to them, and if you compress the bike, you generate forward speed, and they're using that rather than pedaling to get the speed for the jump. You'll see Chaos now compressing his bike, and that's going to give them all the speed they need for the metal ramp, the big step up that comes after. You guys are pushing back up to get the speed to do that metal ramp.
Yeah.
It's changed this year, isn't it, the metal ramp?
Yeah, so the metal ramp now is a slightly tighter radius. It should be better. It should land with less speed for the next big drop.
You could not be Ronin! Ronin!
Can we talk about your jump then? So these two lads, it's their first time ever off the metal ramp. There's some of the guys that have been here before that went pretty high and made the landing. I'd say you two went higher than anyone's ever been.
Well, I jumped it while I was in the air. I turned around, oh, there's the flipping landing. Here we go. I was behind him.
Well, yeah, well, the lads said, don't break, you be grand, because a few of them cased, so I was like, I bet. And I just speed took my way in, and then the wind caught me, so I was like this, so I was grand, though.
Yo! So the style's going down on the metal ramp. Jess here has just come out of the woods up there and done the cannon. How did it go? I didn't hear any big cases or anything like I'd do. Was it all right?
Yeah, it was good. No feet blew off like Jono here, so we're all good.
Me. Ow.
How come you're not riding this weekend, Jono?
I have got the doctor's note, Lloydie. Everyone thinks I'm lying. I've got a bad ankle, snapped ligament for a couple of weeks now. It's not good enough. I'm not that gutted. It's cool to be on this side of it and watch everyone killing it rather than being the guy that everyone's sort of worried about. But this has actually turned into a real interview, isn't it? This was meant to be a joke.
Yeah, let's get down before the look at the rain.
Practice time. So we're up at the lily pad feature now, the on-off, a feature that a lot of the riders haven't done. The topic of conversation today has been the weather, and we've got a real drop in the wind now and a gap in the rain. And 4 riders have decided to come up. We've got George Brannigan, G. Atherton, Bernard Kerr and Sam Gale. The big jumps afterwards are a little bit wet. We're not sure if they'll get ridden yet, but a lot of the riders have decided to stay at the bottom. So some advantageous practice to be had, and we're going to see the riders going off this very, very soon. So we've got Bernard leading and G behind him. Oh! They both rode it absolutely perfect. Landed real early on the top so they could just get settled in the bike. Eye up the next takeoff. Oh, they breezed it. G's just hit the lily pad for the first time. He's smiling, I'm smiling, it was cool to see. First thoughts?
It's good actually, and we knew it would be, but when it's this size and this technical, you do have doubts, and after Athy crashed on it, I was nervous, but it was perfect. You just got to push through and keep that speed. But as soon as you land on the first one, your focus is on the big set after, so you're just thinking, how can I hold speed? The boys are comfortable on the on-off now, the speed looks good out. I think we know we can do it, it's just when.
I'm literally going like that. Bernard, he was quiet when he was looking at this, eyeing it up. He's gone long, so I think it's a 90-foot double, and he's literally overshot it. He's gone that big. I've never seen a jump that big in real life.
Yes, brother.
Yeah, John! Georgie boy!
That is so big.
Yes, George.
So that's the biggest jump I've ever seen done in real life. George, fair play. Talk to me, talk to me.
I mean, biggest jump I've ever done by like a solid 15 foot. It's the unknown too, like I'm stoked that Bernie with his big balls, look at that first, because that is huge.
Bernard Kerr, first man over the big boy. How was it? You didn't know the speed, no one can tell you the speed. That's your job for everyone else normally, and you just hit it first.
Pretty gnarly, but I felt like if you just pedaled as hard as you could, you'd just go deep, so kind of what I did, and I did go pretty deep actually, and you drift in the air. I've never been in the air that long in a mountain bike, so we all kind of drifted pretty wide in it, so we're going to have to straighten up for this next sucker that we're going to go hit now.
And you came up here in the gap in the weather to do the lily pad. Now you've just done the 90-footer. Talk to me about this one. Is it on?
We're just going to pull again, because I think we lose a bit of speed when we land. If you don't land that smooth, so I'm just going to give another pull now, go deep if I have to, and hopefully grease her out, boys.
Bernard's just been the first man over that. That was a massive crash. He went a little long, blew the front wheel, but he is fine. He's a tough, tough guy. I don't really know what else to say. He's just having a look at where he landed. He did go long. His kit's all blown to bits. So stood on the landing of the final jump. Bernard, first of all, I'm really glad you're okay. I haven't seen many crashes that big in my time. I've not seen a jump that big been ridden. Ever. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm honestly just annoyed we didn't do it. Like, I just want to get the course ticked off and have a sick event, and it sucks I went a little bit too far on the second one, just slapped the front down and had quite a big crash. So yeah, bit gutted. I'm pretty sore, but I think I might be all right, luckily.
You're the first guy over it though. Is it just sort of experience teaching you what speed to go? Like, we looked at it before, right? And it was up in the air.
Definitely misjudged it a bit. I was going to pull up, but I made a last-minute adjustment, didn't pull up, just rode off it, but I was going too quick. I should have just dabbed brake before it, or maybe we might look at the lip now. The lip, I think, might be too steep, so we need to flatten that sucker off a little bit, but...
Well, you're a living legend. I'm glad you're all right. The crew and the riders have just learned of the passing of the Queen. We're going to end practice now and head down the mountain. We'll see you tomorrow.